Before I begin today's video, I just wanted to give you guys a quick update on one of my videos. I believe it was my, my health has gone down the hill kind of thing. I'm going off of the Omnipod. One of you did message me on my Facebook page for type 1 diabetes. I have like a public Facebook page and said I cannot comment on your video, but I just wanted to say yada yada. Fine, wonderful. I am being careful now with what I'm putting up and stuff. But anyways, YouTube changed another policy, and as part of being a YouTuber and monetizing and having this, in essence, this is kind of my job. I have to read licensure agreements, policies that YouTube changes and updates quite frequently, and I happen to miss that every single video that I mark for monetization or non-monetization, I have to say, is it suitable for children? The reason why they're doing this is just to protect young children from being exposed to things that aren't appropriate for their age group. So if it is not suitable for children, it is able to be commented on. They don't want children under the age of 18 to be commenting on YouTube videos. So I accidentally marked it apparently as it is suitable for children, which is kind of backwards to what everything to go, so that you couldn't comment on my videos. Now, honestly, like any of my videos you can comment on. I don't think I've unleft any commenting with my videos, but if there is any negativity, you know how I am. I speak up about it, and I act on it in a very mature manner. And I also end up deleting the comment that the person shares. So I really don't have a lot of problems with that, but I just thought I'd clarify for that with you. And if that happens again, just let me know, and I'll try to alter some things or reread some more YouTube policies, because things are constantly changing with YouTube. And again, they just want to protect young kids from being able to comment on videos or see things that really aren't for their age group. Now, like I said, I think my audience is geared towards adults, and particularly any type 1 diabetic. But any of my content that I share really is not inappropriate. Any person really can watch it without having a big fuss, even if I get into some more personal things, like talking about, as a female, talking about my period with type 1 diabetes. Now, that may not be suitable for an 8-year-old to really watch, or it's not really applicable to an 8-year-old female or male, for example. But what I'm sharing is not inappropriate or sexually exploitive or what else would you call it? Profanity. There's not really any huge swearing going on my channel. I try to keep a professional conduct, number one, because I like to be professional. Number two, if and when I get hired, this is a outlet that my future employer can look at. And obviously, if I'm swearing up a storm, saying negative things, being caught on here drunk, saying sexually inappropriate things, for example, it is not really ideal for an employer to look at. So I like to be careful on only in my own terms, but for the terms of the future. So anyways, I hope that helped clarify anything. So if you want to comment on that video, or you want to make a comment on that video, absolutely go ahead. I think that problem is solved. So thank you to the person who reached out. I really appreciate you looking at that. So with that being said, let's jump into today's video. Hey everyone, it's Maddie. Welcome back to my channel, and welcome to T1D with Maddie, episode number 16. The day that I'm filming these videos, all the rest of my T1Ds for the year, which are 9 of them, so I have to really catch up. These are videos that are a series that I've been doing for quite some time on my channel. I actually believe I began them at the beginning of 2019. Basically, they are controversial topics that revolve around the world of type 1 diabetes. I delve into my opinions, and I also give you some research to kind of make your own decisions for yourself. Keep in mind that the things that I make on this channel are not medical advice, and always consult your doctor, physician, or a healthcare provider on making changes to your diabetes regimen. So again, this is episode number 16, and if you see me wearing the same clothes, because I'm filming them on the same day, it is actually Christmas Day when I'm filming this. So any of you that celebrate Christmas or any holidays around this time of the year, I'm wishing you happy holidays and a blessed, safe, healthy, Merry Christmas from my family to yours. And I want to say thank you for continuing to support my channel even during these difficult times with COVID-19. So again, episode number 16, I'm going to delve right into it, and it's kind of I guess something that more applies to me now, because I am now on a tubed pump. But this can really apply to anybody who uses a tubed pump, maybe even an Omnipod to a certain degree, not really so much, or those of you that use eye ports, which basically are like little cannulas that you insert under your skin that you're able to put your needles in, your pen needles in, so that you don't have to inject yourself multiple times. So today's topic for controversy is it okay to keep a set in, like an infusion set, a cannula, tubing, etc., in longer than the recommended 72 hours or 3 days recommended by the pump manufacturer, pump company, and probably the FDA too, because they have to approve drugs and prescriptions for us to use them to the best potential? And the short answer, yes, absolutely. I have left a site in for 4 to 5 days already. I will talk about kind of what you need to watch for in the event that leaving a site in for 4 or 5 days isn't the norm. So why do we change a site every 3 days typically? I'll delve into that. The number one reason is just infection, simply infection. Now you leave a site in for that long, you actually have a hole punctured in your skin with the cannula. There's a chance that the adhesive could be damaged, could start softening up, could start peeling up, and then bacteria and any disgusting, gross things can get underneath that adhesive, get into that open little area where the needle went in or the cannula is inserted and cause an infection. So that is why they recommend changing every 3 days. They also recommend changing every 3 days to avoid having excess scar tissue built up or poor absorption from insulin. That's why they recommend rotating your sites around your abdomen, rotate your sites around your thigh, your arms, wherever there is an appropriate area of fat. Some people have gotten perfectly good absorption on their back or their calves if they have enough fat. I unfortunately cannot use those locations because they are bonier than heck. But anyways, yes, you can keep your sites in for longer than 3 days. Like I said, the number one thing I would look at is just infection. As a matter of fact, especially if, like me, you've had a couple of these sites with the T-Slim, I'm on the 90-degree infusion sets right now, and I have yet to try a 30-degree infusion set that one of you so generously gave to me. So thank you so much for that. But anyways, I have yet to try that. But with the 90-degree, I had a couple times where the cannula was completely bent under my skin, causing my blood sugars to go extremely high. So I had to change my set early. So I kind of would leave it on a little longer so that I, number one, get the most wear and keep enough supplies on hand until my next order. But number two, it was more convenient to not waste that insulin as well. So there are perks to leaving a site on for longer. You know, it's a little less hassle to have to worry about changing something. And for me personally, the biggest reason why I do it is not because I'm trying to conserve supplies, but because I don't want to waste insulin. And I don't want to draw insulin out of a cartridge, worry about back leaking air out of a cartridge. You guys know that the Tandem's cartridges, if you do use them, they're kind of an L-shaped little cartridge. And they're kind of a pain in the rear. I've had to rescue insulin out of there a couple times. They are hard to get the rest of the insulin out of there. So you really don't want to waste it. Now, with the Omnipod, you really cannot go beyond 80 hours with the site, meaning like a full 3 days and the third day. 3 and a third day is the absolute maximum you can go with an Omnipod, because after 80 hours, the pod will automatically stop giving you insulin. Whereas with a tubed pump, like with the Tandem T-Slim X2 or the Medtronic pump, this thing will continue to give you insulin so long as you do not run out or you're not completely out of insulin. It will continue to deliver insulin to you until you manually tell it, hey, it's time to change my site. Now, they do give you reminders on here. And if you start noticing like your blood sugars are trending higher or the site looks red, it looks irritated, it looks swollen, maybe pus or exudate coming out of it, it looks infected, take it off and change it. I would say typically now I can get, with the amount of insulin I put in, on a consistent amount of insulin that I put in, I typically get 3.5 to 4 days out of a site. So that is what I typically run, just to, again, not waste insulin. Y'all know insulin is a very, very expensive liquid for any of us to purchase. So when we want to conserve that as best as possible, we don't want to waste a single drop of that precious liquid gold. Now, honestly, there are other reasons why insulin is so high, but you know what? I'm going to do what I can to keep that insulin going and stuff like that. So I do not think it is inappropriate to change a site less frequently than normal. I would not personally go maybe more than 5 to 6 days, maybe even a week. Don't go longer than that, because at that point you really are risking yourself to have an infection. And you're also really risking yourself to have poor insulin absorption and higher blood sugars. Higher blood sugars, you know as well as I do, lead to ketones, lead to not so fun feelings, and can eventually lead to diabetic ketoacidosis, which can result in death. And at this point with COVID-19, the less we overwhelm the hospital systems, the better. So I definitely would not leave a site in longer than maybe 5 to 6 days. Now with the Tandem, I will give you some kind of tips that I've done to kind of conserve supplies, and kind of tips and hacks when you think your cannula is bent, to only change a certain part of the site and leave the rest go. Again, you're taking that risk with your blood sugars, but I honestly haven't had hardly any problems with my blood sugar since switching to the Tandem. Unless I A, inappropriately count carbs, B, I have some sort of weird hormonal sickness going on, or C, I have a completely bent cannula. I've had like minimal problems with my blood sugar. I'm telling you, my average blood sugar has dropped like 20 points in the past like 3.5 to 4 weeks I've been on the Tandem, and it's only continuing to go down. A bad day for me on Tandem would be like a 70% in range. 70% in range between the blood sugars of 70 to 160. If you're talking 70 to 180, a bad day for me would probably be 75 or 76% of the time. I was lucky if I reached that high on the Omnipod. So anyways, I'm going to delve more into that in a different video. But this very short, concise T1D with Maddie episode, yes, it is totally fine so long as A, the site is not infected, and B, your insulin absorption is okay. As always, follow what your doctor recommends. Please, again, do not do things without your doctor's recommendation. Or if you're trying things, you're trying them at your own risk. I am not responsible for any harm that comes from leaving a site on for 5 days. I'm just sharing with you my experiences to maybe help other type 1 diabetics get the most out of their supplies, maximize the most out of their insulin, and avoid sticking yourself with needles, every 3 days. So there is kind of a benefit to doing this. And again, it's kind of nice to maybe have an extra site or two in the event that your third-party supplier or pump company is not able to send you your supplies on time. Now with COVID, things could get crazier yet before they get better. So it's probably really important to have some extra backups on hand. So leaving those sites in for even an extra day every single time is building you time to have enough supplies. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed this very short T1D with Maddie episode number 16. And as always, if you have any controversial topics that have to revolve around type 1 diabetes, please feel free to let me know about those down below. I like to share any type of thing. I'm open to sharing anything and everything on YouTube. I'm not afraid to talk about things, and I think I talk about things in a very scientific, articulate, accurate, and mature manner so that everybody can understand and make their own decisions on what is best for their management. So anyways, if you enjoyed this video, give it a big thumbs up, and if you would like to subscribe, feel free to hit that subscribe button. I am very close to 2,000 subscribers, which is crazy. That at this time last year, I was at about 778 subscribers. So this channel has grown immensely in the last year, and again, I can't thank you enough for all the love and support. Like it puts a smile on my face knowing I have such an amazing community out there that watches me from all over the world, and that really values my input on type 1 diabetes and life. So until next time, for another video, as always, take care, God bless, be kind, spread positivity, and be thankful. Bye, everyone.